Welcome to Freda Miletsky Healing Arts. I'm your host, Freda, and I am the healing artist. This is the first time I've sat behind a microphone to speak. It feels, I'm nervous, but it feels very powerful at the same time. It's exciting. I love words. I love words. They have such a tremendous impact on me. I love audiobooks. I love listening to teachers. I love listening. Words come into us and they impregnate us with things that we don't maybe even realize they will. Vibration, frequency. We take them on as our own. They become our way of living. When I really start thinking about words, I think about the book by Markus Zusac, The Book Thief. I absolutely love that book. It's a total favorite. I haven't listened to it in a few years, but I remember that the reader is just simply divine. I would highly recommend it. And it's a book, if you're unfamiliar, about the Second World War, and its lead characters are a bunch of it's a German family that hide a Jew in their basement, and the family is involved in a quiet resistance. Each in their own way. Each character has their own way that they resist the Nazi Party. Within the book, The Book Thief, there's two small books written by Max, who is the one hiding in the basement. One is called The Standover Man, and the other one is called The Word Shaker. And The Word Shaker is about Hitler and how Hitler uses his words to fill the people's minds with hate. Now, that might sound a little familiar with what kind of we have going on now, huh, in the United States, and why I'm here talking to you. We have the ability at this moment in time to be absolutely inundated with hate speech and fear, with separation and division, or and I felt like it was time to talk to you because we don't have to live in that world. We are allowed to disconnect from being inundated. We can be informed, but we don't have to be inundated by atrocity, hate, fear, untruths. Many things that we are being told are, quite frankly, untrue. So you're just ramping yourself up and getting blasted with, oh God, oh God, oh God. And we can't think for ourselves. We are more easily manipulated when we are afraid. So I wanted to begin a podcast, begin this YouTube channel to be able to share with you ways in which you can train your mind to not get wrapped up in these violent thoughts and what I would call the monkey mind of what's happening in the United States right now and the world. My intention is to be a beacon of light in the darkness, to teach you how to connect with your higher self, your guidance, your spirit team, so that you can make decisions for yourself from a place of not fear, but one of grounded determination and centered in love. I am here to help you shift your perspective away from fear and to train your mind to stay in the now and to just be. There is no past, there is no future, there is only this moment now, present moment awareness. How? How would we do this? Meditation, my friends, meditation. How is the other way we will do this? By beginning to recognize the voice in our head, calling it out and not allowing it to run your life. So I call that the monkey mind. And we're going to learn how to catch it and we're going to train it. How will we accomplish this together? My goal is to accomplish this with you through wisdom teaching, through my personal stories of my life. I don't have letters after my name. I'm just a lady. I'm a lady who had extreme childhood trauma and around the age of 11 was believed when I disclosed what happened to me. And from there, began my healing journey. I had over 13 years of talk therapy, and then again later through life, but like concentrated talk therapy for 13 years. Then I did what I call fall asleep for a period of time. So I fell asleep. I got really interested in focusing on making money and living in the world and being, getting all this programming and all these different things. And after a 20-year career as an event planner, when the pandemic hit, I wasn't working anymore and had time to really address my inner dialogue and the way I was living my life, to address at that point a 25-year-long eating disorder, to address a nicotine addiction and propensity to want to drink alcohol and all sorts of bad stuff. It all came up, and I was like, okay, let me address this. And the last 5 years, I have gone deeply within, deeply soul searched, deeply rooted out so much trauma from my system in all sorts of ways. I have listened to over 250 spiritual texts. I have worked with a multitude of healers. I have taken countless classes to get where I am now. And where that ultimately is somebody that is deeply in love with myself. I love myself so much that I can honestly say that self-love is one of the roads to recovery. We as people walk through the world loathing ourselves. And we don't have to, because we are so loved. To love ourselves is one of the greatest gifts that we can give ourselves. And it's the greatest gift that we can give the earth and the planet, especially right now, because you can't control someone who loves themselves. We cannot be sold things because we love ourselves. And we're constantly checking in with our guidance and constantly checking in with our bodies and source energy to say, hey, do I want that? You cannot be controlled when you are so deeply connected to you. It's coming to mind that I should also mention, yes, I am a married woman, but I do not have children. And I can't speak to what that would be like. I never wanted to have children because many reasons, but one of them is that I am so deeply curious of myself. I have a master's degree in myself. I have a PhD in me. That I didn't want to give up that kind of exploration to nurture a child, because I know that I would put everything into them. And I didn't want to this time around. I wanted to do me. So I didn't have kids. I love children, though. I love my friends' children, and I am a godmother, and the pride that that brings me and the joy that I have in my heart about that, it is one of the bigger gifts that I was given. Because I love kiddos so much, but yeah, it was just not for me to do that. Because I knew that it would take away from my personal self-exploration. And listen, there are times when that deep dive is so boring and infuriating. And it's just like, oh my goodness, I had to come through like so many levels of just being insufferable to get to the point where, yeah, I know myself so well and I love myself so much. I refuse to live in fear. I'm not saying that I don't see what's happening around me, but you will not control my mind. No one will. Only I, connected to my guidance, can control me. And I would love to share how I got here with you. So if you choose to, perhaps I will be a signpost for you along the way for you to walk in that direction as well. Because the more of us that choose to not live in fear and live in love, to do our inner healing and do our inner work, to recognize the trauma and the programming that has been put on top of us our whole lives, to do the deep trauma excavation and remove these things from our body in any way that resonates with you. Honeys, I have tried it all. And I'm still trying. I will my whole life be working on me. It is a deep honor to be here this time and able to do so. While doing the trauma clearing, I gained access to my higher self so that I was able to hear myself. It is hard, kind of a little bit, for me to remember what it was like when my life wasn't as quiet as it is now. But I'm going to try to pull it out so that I can teach you. So I believe I've been shared my intentions and why I'm doing this and why I'm sitting in front of a microphone, feeling incredibly powerful because words have power and not being afraid to speak my truth, not being afraid for spirit to speak through me. And I don't need to be here for everyone, not at all. But I do need to be here. There are thousands and thousands of teachers available to you. Who resonates with you? There are millions of people about to wake up to their greatness because we're going to go through quite a hard time here. And in the darkness, people need to find their light or they'll perish. They won't be here. And yeah, I am willing to stand up and be one of those lights to inspire you to do your trauma healing, to do your work, so that you can truly believe and shine your light in the world and believe that you are worthy of doing so. And know that it is your birthright to be in love with yourself. I intend to, in future episodes, do a little bit of storytelling and then a little bit of light work. But today I thought I would just introduce myself to you and I would maybe just form an intention for this space that we are going to hold together, and an intention for me to speak it out loud to you with an open heart so that you can hear where I'm coming from and see if you want to even get on board here. Because number one, honeys, I don't want you to ever do anything that you don't feel called to do. That is one of the big things. So many people want to sell you stuff. They want to tell you how to do things. Y'all don't need a leader. You are the leader. What you need to do is deprogram so that you can hear yourself. Because trust me, your higher self knows exactly what you're here to do, exactly what they wanted you to learn and what you're up about and all about, like do not give your power away. Each one of us is more powerful than you have any idea, any idea. We are each so exquisite. It's a bloody miracle. All right, my loves, I'm just going to put my hand to my heart, and you're welcome to put your hand to your heart as well. And we're just going to do 3 deep, beautiful breaths. Let's breathe together, just breathing in and breathing out. Ooh, pulling ourselves down into our bodies, really getting involved with the physical form. Breathing in, breathing out. Many of us have a tendency to hang out above our bodies. And I'm asking that you drop in, wiggle your toes, feel your seat underneath you. Get yourself in here. All right, one more. Breathing in. Breathing out. And I want to share my prayer, my intention, a few notes that I made while I sat in meditation before starting here with you this morning. Sometimes the word prayer upsets people because of religious reasons, and there's a lot of ick around that. It's a sticky word. So is God. God is a real sticky word for people. I like the word pray. I pray all day. Or we could use the word intention. So I'm going to use those 2 words interchangeably because I know the word prayer upsets folks. And I don't use the word prayer as in I'm asking for something. Oh, God, take this away from me or do this for me. I use the word prayer as setting an intention to co-create with the universe. So my intention, my prayer for this podcast. And instead of just saying God, I'm going to say God, universe, source, because I think there's something in there for everyone, yeah? And so my prayer, my intention. God, universe, source, speak through me. Let me stand in my I am presence and teach the people to hear themselves, to recognize their own voice. Help me guide them towards deprogramming from patriarchal, hierarchical, religious order, and help them tap into nature, their inner knowing, and their higher self. Universe, guide those that I can easily help to my podcast, my YouTube channel, my words. Fill my words with the frequency of love. Fill my listeners' hearts with love. Take them in your cosmic arms and wrap them in a burrito of love so tight and filled with loving, kind adoration that they begin to know that they are never alone. I am you, you are me, we are one. And as we shed the fear and the separation that we experience here on earth, we can walk towards unity consciousness together, heart by heart, power together, power alongside power with equity, sovereignty, and love. That is my prayer to share with you, my intention, and my introduction to who I am, which is just some lady. Some lady that's done a lot of healing work. I want to leave you with something that I share. I sit in circle with a women's group, and this is a prayer that I learned. It's a song. It's a song that I learned when I did work with the amazing Molly Brown, who does the Work That Reconnects. I studied with her over the pandemic online, and This was one of the classes we sang this song together. And so I want to share those lyrics with you. It is a song called We Shall Be Known, and the group that does it is MaMuse, because this song encompasses what I'm all about and what I want to bring to you. And it's also a wonderful way to just set the space together and maybe a good way to leave you today. The words of the song are, we shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change, alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning, we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning, we shall learn to lead in love. That's so beautiful. And I'm just feeling inspired to sing it to you as well. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now. And what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. And that is where I'm going to leave you today, my loves. Until next time, you can like and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. You can do whatever you do to follow someone on a podcast platform that I haven't figured out what that podcast platform is yet. And I leave you saying, I love you. I hope you have a wonderful day.